Well, hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Everyday EDC. My name is Tyler, and today I got a very special review for you. Why is it special? Because while reviewing this knife, I canceled a trade that I was going to trade for it, which Ryan probably hates me for, but I canceled the trade because in looking at the finer details, this is one that I'm going to want forever. This is the Berg Blades Iron Wolf. Alright guys, so this is the Berg Blades Iron Wolf. Let's just start right into this. So this is a titanium bolster with a carbon fiber overlay on the titanium, which rides kind of like a liner here and then turns into a bolster up here. Carbon fiber's kind of shiny, it's kind of smooth, but it's layered. It feels actually really nice. It doesn't feel like that cheap carbon fiber. This, ironically, I thought was made by Riyadh, but I found out it was made by We. Somebody correct me if that's wrong. I'm 99% sure it's made by We now, but whatever. We have a little bit of hardware here. There's hardware underneath, so this just kind of holds on that carbon fiber plate that's over the top here. We have a titanium pocket clip that comes here, and it is not ambidextrous. It just fits there, and it works very, very well, guys. This thing will lock into your pocket. Speaking of here, we have this backspacer titanium that kind of is floating, but it's more chamfered. It's not completely floating. You can see it matching up with the edges there, which is a really cool thing. We got some jimping up at the top of the bolster here, and we have some scalloping cutouts on the inside here so that you can access this frame lock real nice like, and some scalloping cutouts for your thumb to land right here, and it fits very, very well. Speaking of this badass blade, this is a clip point style blade. It does have a forward finger choil that is completely functional, fits very well. We have some jimping going on here. This jimping is not too aggressive, but it is strong enough. And then we have a swedge that comes down the full length of this clip point to drive strength to the tip of this badass freaking blade. As you can see here, we got a flat grind coming down the length of the blade here and here. This blade is an S35VN, so, you know, it's a more expensive blade. It's like the whole knife itself. What was the price on it originally? It was a $300 to $350 price range when it came out, if I'm not mistaken. But, you know, it's got S35VN. It would have been cool to see M390. How does this stop? Well, it's got internal stops, and it is riding on bearings. We have an over travel stop going on through here. And let me just show you guys this action. Oh, didn't even get to talk about it yet. That's sideways underneath the camera. That's up and down. Watch this. Freaking sideways. This thing is awesome. There's no back and forth, no up and down. The lockup's coming in right at about 30%, and the blade is damn near perfectly centered. Now, one thing you guys may be saying, well, I saw the Iron Wolf before. That's a knockoff. It doesn't have the fuller going down the blade. Hold your horses. Because Matt, let me see what this guy's freaking name is. Matt Westbury is the designer of this knife, and he, if I am not mistaken, designed the first 50 by hand. This is made by hand by him, and actually the dude who I got it from has an email chain from him that I wish I should go back and link it in here if I can find it. There's an email chain that shows that he made the first 50 without a fuller. This is one of 50 without a fuller. Everyone else has a fuller. It's different designs. He made that. And to me, that's part of why, like, where I stopped and was like, I really want to keep this knife. Ergonomics in hand, it does fill out your hand really, really well. It's a fat freaking knife, but it does feel a little blocky, which was part of the reason I was going to let it go, and then I can't do it. There's no milling on the inside here, and it's just such a joy. Gosh damn, this is such a joy to use. So we have some T8 screws and T6, which is ironic for such a large, massive beast. And then we have, I think they called this sandblasted and then tumbled finish here. There's a couple marks right here. You can tell this guy's not, I'm not shy of carrying this guy. Chamfering all around the edges here. And this thing's just really cool. So let's get you guys some specs on it. And then I will get you guys some size comparisons, recap, give you my overall thoughts. As you can tell, I decided to keep this thing forever. I couldn't let it go, but there's multiple reasons why. So this thing's coming in right at about 6.57 ounces. It is no small knife. This knife is pretty freaking large. He's a really big friggin' guy, right? Name that movie. You guys already did in a different one. You can't help but quote that, though. All right. So the overall length is coming in right at about 9 inches. The blade length's coming in right at about 4 inches, and the cutting edge is just over 3.5 due to that very large finger choil, which fits your hand oh so freaking well. Let's get your blade stock thickness on this bad boy, the Iron Wolf. Ah, woo. Should play that Shakira song. Blade stock's coming in at 155 thousandths. The behind the edge thickness is coming in right at what? 20 thousandths. I mean, this thing, that's incredible. This is just an amazing, and up towards the tip, it's holding that 20 thousandths as well. So this thing's just so much fun. The overall thickness in hand coming in at 1.43, so it's not incredibly tall. Not thickness, I should call it height. It's not incredibly tall. It's, Spydercos are taller than it, but the overall width is coming in right at almost 600 thousandths. The reason I say that's thick, because some knives are coming in at 600 thousandths. They're coming in at 600 thousandths where they're contoured. This is flat with some chamfering, so that's why it does give it a boxier feel, but it still feels good. It just doesn't feel as good as I thought it would being so large, if that makes sense. So let's get you guys some size comparisons of the Iron Wolf made by We Knives. Berg Blades Iron Wolf. Here it is. There's your Rat Model 2 and your Rat Model 1. Obviously, this thing is freaking huge to be dwarfing the Rat Model 1. Let's get your Savivi sandwich out here. This is your Savivi Elementum. And this is your Savivi Brazen. Once again, dwarfing these two little knives. They're not little, they're just little next to this friggin' dude. This dude is huge. Huge. It's going to be huge. Here is your feldspar and your mini feldspar. Once again, dwarfing those two little bitches. They're not little bitches, but when they're standing next to the Berg Blades Iron Wolf, I feel like everything's a bitch. Except for the Microtech Halo 6. That thing was just stupid. And last but not least, we have your PM2 and Sage 5. So, even the PM2 is dwarfed by this guy, which is pretty cool. That's what makes this thing cool. That's part of why I didn't want to keep it. I'm like, what am I going to do with this thing this large? S35 VM blade, clip point with a swedge that comes all the way down. A full flat grind coming on this drop point style blade with some relatively aggressive but comfortable jimping, both on the spine of the blade and the back side of the bolster here. You got these little divots going on here, call them reverse scalloping, if you will, for a thumb position to land right there, and it feels really good. This choke up position feels freaking great. You got some jimping on the flipper tab here that works just perfect to flip. It is super fun and super fidgety to flip. We have this frame lock that is masked by this carbon fiber overlay. I would call it a sub frame lock, kind of. We have a titanium pocket clip that is not ambidextrous with a backspacer that is chamfered in to make it look as if it was floating, even though it is not. It is on bearings, and it does have internal stops. That's kind of the quick down and dirty, and some internal scalloping here that works out really well to boop. And by the way that they did this frame lock, it's one of those that, like, it is truly fun to fidget with. This thing is freaking fantastic. For a knife this large, this is almost perfect. I don't know what else I would have done. There's nothing that I would change on this guy if I was going for a knife this large. Obviously, I would change. I'd make it a little bit more user-friendly, a little bit smaller, but it doesn't need to be if this is what you're going for. It is gorgeous. This carbon fiber is really nice. This bolster looks great with the sandblasted and the tumbled finish. Then you have this vapor washed or whatever. What kind of finish is this? Let me clean off this blade real quick. What kind of finish is on this blade? Do I even have it in my notes? Like, it's just a really cool finish. It's almost like a vapor blast or something style. And it looks great. I mean, this thing overall is just phenomenal. And for a price of $350, which that's what you'll pay for it on the aftermarket for the one with the fuller, okay? This particular model, you would have to pay close to $400 to get your hands on, I think, because they're rare. I mean, the guy only made 50 of them like this. And somebody, once again, correct me if I'm wrong there. I'm kind of going off of some information that I all stuffed together. But that's why I couldn't let this go. Is this going to be something that I carry every day? No. Is it going to be something I carry every now and then? For sure. I think this is super fun. I see no reason to trade this ever because it is a really cool collector's piece. One of 50. And I don't even think they make them anymore. I don't know. But this is awesome. So if you guys are looking for this, look on the secondary market. You'll find one with the fuller. And that's really the only difference. Now, do I prefer the fuller? I mean, maybe, because the fuller you could probably reverse flick. That would be fun too. But there's something prestigious about having the 1 of 50 model. I think that's super cool. And the fact that the guy made it himself, if I can find that email, I will link it in here before I send this video out. This is the Berg Blades Iron Wolf. And I ripped through this because it's just... this thing's perfection. I don't have anything to really complain about. I complained about the blocky ergos a little bit, but they're not super blocky. They fill out your hand very well. Just contour would feel better. The choke up feels great. The action is stupid. This blade does come down pretty damn narrow. And it's just, this thing is one of those that if you ever get to hold it, it's a dream. And then you're going to say, I don't want to pull this out in front of people because it's pretty damn big, you know. But it's just so cool. So cool. So my name is Tyler. This is the Berg Blades Iron Wolf. Designer is a Matt Westbury. I'm going to say that again, Matt Westbury. And I think Matt Westbury actually does put this blade together himself. I think that's what makes these special without the fullers. Again, if I can link the email that I got from the guy who came from Matt Westbury himself, I will. And that's all I got for you guys. You guys stay sharp. Stay safe. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I might not know the answer, but I'll find it out. Have a great day, guys. Hey guys, listed as my Patreon, my Instagram, and a special shout out to all the Patrons. John, Sammy, Eggs and Ham, Jason M, Dogtooth, Kaiba, Mickey, Wolf, and Captain Steve. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Tyler. This is Everyday EDC. You guys stay sharp, stay safe, and have a great freaking day.